We do 8 artists a day, 8 artists in a day. Like honestly,
That's
like
crazy.
it's all invite only,
Yeah.
right? And like for any people who say I'm lying, like I can show all my emails. It's not about how many times you post a freestyle. Like it's about like how you get creative with how you post it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been learning so much about the business and how people snake people in the business. And I never wanted to do that. You know, I always want things to be like a fair playing field. Like I want people to come back to us because they trust us.
Yeah, like other classic freestyle shows might not allow you to use that type of
Hell no.
creativity.
Hell no. Oh my
You're not
God.
going
No.
on Funk Flex and trying to do something creative.
Yeah, Flex will look at you like, what are you doing, bro? But yeah, like I think like a big push for us this year is obviously the Latin side. You know, I really want to, you know, I've done so much here in the States and I will continue to do, you know, everything here in the States for all the incredible rappers here in the States and artists in general. But
Welcome to the SoundCentric podcast. I am your host, Adam Dash, and today I am joined by someone who's one of my inspirations, who has completely changed hip-hop culture and has made a staple within hip-hop, a church of hip-hop. You might know
hip-hop is crazy.
You might know him as Mr. Step In, Step Out, Don't Get Stepped On.
That's a good one.
Forbes 30 under 30, 64 million streams in 2025 alone, over 180 countries, CEO, founder, host of On the Radar, Gabe P.
That was great, man. Thank you.
Welcome
I
to the
appreciate
show.
you. Yeah. Man, it's nice to finally like meet you in person. Like we've just been like Twitter friends for a long time. So it's cool to finally be here and get to chop it up with you. A1 intro, by the way. Amazing. Thank you. That might be, I feel like someone did like an intro that was similar to that on some pod I did, but I think that might have it beat. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good.
It's up there with people saying like good question as an interviewer is good intro. Like if you can Nardwar someone, that feels great, but also getting a good intro.
Yeah.
Feels equally as good in the
I
heart.
I think that's the one thing I really need to work on is like the intros for my podcast. Like I gotta do something dope like that because I feel like I come from the world of radio, where I'm just so used to being like, oh yeah, so I'm sitting here with da 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 da, like you know, whatever's going on, and then like that's it. Like there's no like real like, oh well, this many streams, this many gold plaques, this like you know what I'm saying.
You gotta glaze the guest a little bit, hype them up,
Chill,
get them going.
Hey yo, but yeah, nah, bro, it's love. I'm excited to be here.
So I got the chance to see my boy Nick Moody come on to your show like 2 years ago.
Yes, that's when we first met in person, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will compare stepping into On the Radar into the studio as I think when I was like 10 years old, I went to Studio 12H at NBC and like you step into SNL and you're looking around and you're like, this is the place I've seen on TV. Yeah. There's something like you're walking into something important. And it felt the same way walking to your studio where like you walk into it, it's all green and you're like, Drake stood in this exact same room. How does that feel that you've created this? I'm sure you get this a lot from artists who come on the show. Sure. You've created this new cultural standpoint in hip hop.
It's cool, man. I really appreciate like when people come because like you know I grew up in like the Breakfast Club and Angie Martinez studios at the old Power 105.1 building. So like I kind of had like that same type of experience, you know, when I first walked in there on my first day, like almost 10 years ago now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I had that same experience, like where I'm like, damn, like all this is like way smaller in person than I thought it would be. Like they make it look so big and so grand on YouTube and on like, you know, at that time it was Revolt TV. Like it just looked so big and like, and then like once I got there, I was like, oh wow, it's not even like this. The studios aren't as big as I thought they were. But it was like a real cool moment because like then you get comfortable in that space, and then other people come in, and they're like, wow, it's so small and it's so small. This building's so small. I'm like, you get that when you first walk in. But it's cool, like you know, seeing people's eyes light up when they walk into the studio. You know, I'm not always there as much anymore because there's like a lot of back end stuff that goes into running On the Radar. Like, now I gotta be the boss.
CEO, Mr. CEO.
Yeah, but when I do get to be in the studio and kind of get to see people's faces and how excited they are to be there, like it really does mean a lot to me. Yeah. Like you know, like you said, like a lot of them are like, wow, I've been watching you for years. Or it's cool seeing like younger kids who might be like 19 or 20 who have been watching us since they were like 15.
Like this was their introduction to hip hop.
Yeah, 15 or 16. They're like, wow, like I remember when you did X, Y, and Z on the Radar, like back during like, you know, the prime like New York drill eras. And they're like, wow, we've been watching you since then. It's so cool to be in here. And like, they really appreciate that. And there's a lot of younger kids who still come up to me and they're like, wow, like you're really like da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just On the Radar guy. You know, that's really it. But yeah, man, I love that we've been able to create such a cultural, like, what would you say, like touchstone, I guess? Touchstone? Yeah, like you know, just a place that is like you see it and you automatically know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, and I was talking about this the other day. Sometimes it's not even so much about the logo anymore. It's just like the room. Once you see the green room,
it's the color. You're like Louboutin, like the red. You see the red heel, and like you know what shoe company is.
Yeah,
like the green is you. You know, other artists have made their music videos and their freestyles over green stuff, and you're like, I know what they're trying to do.
I get like when platforms do like green performances with like, and they're like, oh, we thought this was you, and I'm like, damn, but their logo is right behind them. Yeah. Like, what you mean you thought this was me? And it really is because of the green, which is actually something that we like decided on in 2026. Like, you know, when we had artists perform songs that were already out, we would just change the color, you know, kind of to create a distinction between the freestyles and the performances and whatnot. But this year we're just like, nah, we're just gonna make everything green.
Yeah,
like we're like
it's smart, it's branding.
It's from a branding perspective, we're like, it just makes sense to make everything green, like going forward. You know, before it made sense to do like the different colors because we were inspired by colors. Yeah. For like a lot of like the other performance stuff, but now I'm just like, nah, like green is our thing, and like we see that like even on performance videos of songs that are out already, like when they're green, it just obviously hits better because it's the recognition, like you said. So yeah.
So when you started on the radar, there's so many different versions of a freestyle show. You have the classic. Let's say Sway has 5 Fingers of Death, so it's a little bit different than normal freestyle.
Yeah, Sway, man.
It's you're going 5 different beats. You have the Land of the Hyenas. They do the whole thing before.
Yeah.
Then you have like a classic Funk Flex, like straight radio freestyle. Colors, someone performing like an already done song with a aesthetic that matches. NPR Tiny Desk, live version of songs.
Sure.
How did you land on your version of that? And like, because on the radar, it's freestyles, it has live
performances,
versions,
it has all this.
It has all of it. So how did you initially like be like, this is how we'll stand out?
Well, I think like it's kind of like when we were, you know, we started off as just doing the freestyles, and then it was funny because Dusty Locane was like the first artist. I was like, I want to perform a song that's already out, and I'm like, all right, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm with it though. Like I'm going to give it a try. And that's when we changed the lights for the first time, and it did very well. And shout out Dusty for kind of like initiating that part of OTR. But you know what it is, man? It's like the same thing as like when people be like, well, why don't you aim to get bigger artists on the show? I'm like, because it's already been done before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, Colors, like shout out the guys over at Colors. They've been like really great friends of ours too lately, and like kind of helping us like guide us along a path of certain aspects of what we're doing. Yeah. But like, you know, Funk Flex, Rap City Basement, you know, to your point, Sway, and Colors, like all that shit has been done before. Yeah. They already have hundreds of millions of views and whatnot. And it's like, I think like creating and opening up like a more open format for a show just made the most sense because it's like, if I do what they do, I'm not gonna get anywhere, right? So it's like I just gotta open it up my own lane, and like the internet is already such like, you know, I'm 29, I'm an internet baby. Yeah. So I grew up on the internet. So like for me, it's just like open up the platform the way that kind of the internet is an open space is what makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? There's obviously still is like A&Ring and everything with what we do, but like I think I mean like open up more so in the sense of like I'm more open to like figuring it out with the artist and trying to see what they want to do versus just be like, no, it has to strictly be like this one thing. Cause like sometimes because like it could be that one thing. I think it'd be honestly all of our lives would be a lot easier if it was that one thing. But also I feel like it might be just like too much blending into the realm of everybody else. And that's not really what I want.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's like certain freestyles, there's the one where this guy brought a full band. I mean, multiple people brought full bands.
Yeah, we got full bands now. Yeah.
The guy from Detroit, I always pronounce his name wrong. Is it Nassan or Nassan?
Nassan.
Like I can't even imagine how much production went into like the people's hands going into frame. I don't want to talk
about it. But Nassan knows I love Nassan. When Nassan sees this, he knows I really fuck with him for real. Yeah. So like that was our first time meeting. I remember we were doing that. I'm like, oh my god, goodness gracious. I'm like, how many more takes are we gonna try to get this right? But honestly, like I always tell my team, I'm like, look, sometimes the ones we're most like annoyed by doing, right? We're like, oh my God, why are we still doing this? Like, it are the ones that always are the most worth it. And I try to keep that mindset with a lot of things. Like, not saying that we were annoyed by Nassan, but we're like, damn, Nassan, we really trying to go for gold here, and it worked, you know? And shout out to Nassan, because Nassan has like an amazing vision for his craft and his music. So yeah, I love that one. Nassan's a great one.
And like other classic freestyle shows might not allow you to use that type of creativity.
Hell no. Oh my God.
You're not going on Funk Flex and trying to do something creative.
Yeah, Flex will look at you like, what are you doing, bro? But I think it's important to allow that type of creative freedom. Just you know, like, look, I would love to have the Flex format of just, you know, coming up and rapping and calling it a day. I think that's great. But like, again, if I did that, I would just be like, oh look, they're just doing what Funk Flex does. Like you gotta take it a step further. You gotta do something different if you want to stand out. So yeah.
And we were talking about this right before the show, but I grew up on freestyles. That was the most important thing for me. Like just getting educated on hip hop. Yeah. Like the third song I ever rapped on was a million and one questions. And I didn't learn about it because I was listening to Jay-Z. I listened to an Action Bronson freestyle on Funk Flex, and he was rapping on that beat.
Yeah.
And like those types of moments are what made me go back and be like, what was this beat they're rapping on?
Yeah.
And I think that was so important for my education. I'm curious, like, for you, how important were freestyles coming up?
Freestyle is extremely important. Like, the Funk Flex freestyles, for one, was like that was everything, right? And then Rhapsody the Basement, like I always talk about like the Cameron one, or oh my god, of course the Wayne one, but like I also credit, like, I believe, and I always mess this up, right? And I want to make sure I think it's the, let me look it up. I think it's the Elephant Man one. Cause like, also growing up, I grew up around a lot of Jamaicans.
Okay.
So like, just a lot of Caribbeans in general, cause I'm Puerto Rican, but, I grew up around like a lot of Jamaicans. So like early on in my life, hold on, let me make sure. Elephant Man, Rap City. Let me check. Yeah, it was Elephant Man and Buju, right? And obviously Big Tigger, of course, right? But like that one, like growing up, when I seen that one, I was like, oh wow, this is so fire, because like I was also just surrounded by people who listen to that type of music and that influence the type of music that I really enjoy. So all that stuff was like super duper important. Even when I got a little bit older and like the Childish Gambino Sway freestyle and plenty of others.
Is that the Pound Cake one, or was that on Hot 97?
I think that was a Pound Cake. Was that the Pound Cake one? See, there's just so many in my like, but I think, or I even think about like when Wayne would drop his tapes rapping over other people's beats.
For sure.
Or like even to kind of even take a little bit step further in terms of like education of hip hop, being 29, like there wasn't always a time when I was like super into 90s hip hop. Like a lot of that stuff kind of came as like, my teen years, and as I kind of like grew more with the genre, and, cause I think it's the same way now how kids don't want to educate themselves on like Pac and Biggie and things like that, Our generation kind of had like a foot in, foot out of that, because early 2000s was really like we were really listening to like 50 and whatnot, and then obviously 50 and Wayne and all that, and then once we were in high school, it was all Drake, J. Cole, Wale, Kendrick, the Meek Mill tapes, the Wiz Khalifa tapes.
I found Tribe Called Quest because of a Logic mixtape. He rapped over Electric Relaxation.
Really?
Like, this is a fire beat, and like that led me to go find a Tribe Called Quest, and I'm like, wait, Midnight Marauders? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that's literally the most important part of like hip hop.
That's such a beautiful way that how you found Tribe Called Quest. A lot of the 90s stuff that I was really into, I found through like just collecting vinyls when I was when I was a teenager. But then like as I got older too, like of course, because I grew up around New York hip hop, so a lot of New York hip hop was like the fundamental of like what I knew. Like I wasn't as much as entrenched into like other regions hip hop until I got older, and like it was like I think it was Drake was sampling a lot of like UGK and then all that. That's when I like really fell in love with UGK and Bun, who even began to work with Bun this year was just kind of like that was like a bucket list item. See, I told you somebody would hit me during the thing. And working with Bun was just very much so like a bucket list item, and I was just so like honored to even do that. And he did Murder on the show, and of course like rest in peace Pimp C. But like that, it was beautiful. But yeah, I got a little off topic. But yeah, freestyle is extremely important. And then I felt like we were missing that for like the younger generation. Like occasionally you would see like a couple like maybe Chef or Busy would do maybe a bigger freestyle. I saw the UK was like coming up crazy off the freestyles, with Fumes the Engineer and then GRM Daily.
There's that one show where kind of it's like they rap in a room and it's kind of like a old camera. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's one with like Central C and Dave in there.
Oh yes. I forgot the name of it, but yeah. Them
those
two,
really sick.
They're so fire. That's also fire. But like, in the height of the drill era, like GRM and Fumes were really like. Though I seen those everywhere. I'm like, damn, I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of like my history with like all the freestyles and whatnot. So yeah.
Are there any top freestyles in your mind that you go back to that you're like, those were the ones?
I mean, I told you like the Cameron, the thumbing through the racks one. Come on, man.
Crazy.
Come on, man. We can't even talk. Like Cameron is like, bro. Like Cameron is really like the one, man. Like I like, and whenever Cam does a freestyle on his show, his sports show, I'm always tuned in.
He's such a unique style that like you could like turn the voice different, but you would know it's him just by the flow and the word choice.
Right. Yeah.
Going back to the same word over, but using it in like a different way.
Right.
He's crazy.
And it's like a lot of his freestyles too is like it don't even feel like he's like rapping, so to speak. He's just talking. He's just talking.
He just has that voice.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's hard. I love Cam.
I always love there's two Conway ones. There's one on Funk Flex and there's one on Fire in the Booth.
Oh, is it the one with all the Griselda and Fire in the Booth?
It's Benny Conway, but Westside Gun doesn't rap on it. But it's
Westside was just there, right?
Yeah, he was just there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that
ad-libs.
one was super fire. Yeah, Fire in the Booth. I forgot to, man, shout out Charlie Saw too, because I was watching a lot of Fire in the Booth too.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the Drake Fire in the Booth I had seen, I think it was like 2017, 2018, like Lil Babies, Juice WRLD's, Megan Thee Stallion had a really great one too. And then like a lot of the UK stuff like AJ Tracy.
Yeah.
I believe Digga had one that I really liked as well too. Like seeing all those, that was really where like a lot of the love for my UK like where my love for UK's music scene came from. And Gigs has like a million Fire in the Boots, and they all hard, you know. So like, yeah, man, yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about Charlie, man. Shout out Charlie.
I always think it's cool when sometimes the freestyle / like the song they perform live is better than the studio version,
bro.
So for me, like Doechii did Stressed on the Color Show, and is one of my favorite things ever. I'll download like the Conway. Someone like illegally put it up on Apple Music, so like I'll just listen to that regularly. And I mean, you guys have had that method of posting the actual freestyles. I'm curious on that. How it actually, like, business-wise, actually gets handled to getting out.
Ooh, okay, I'm down to talk about that. Yeah,
and like the inspiration to do that, because I know us Tiny Desk fans get mad because you're like, put the Anderson .Paak Tiny Desk on Apple Music. I want to be able to just listen to Suede perform live casually. What went into you deciding to do that, and how actual difficult is it to clear?
Well, I mean, so we started like, you know, honestly, the whole idea to put out music came from like 2 years ago. Like, I ain't gonna lie, we've gone through like a lot of financial hardships with OTR. I think that's the one thing that people don't realize about doing stuff like this is like how much money you spend, right?
Yeah.
And as like a platform that really is like we just invite people to come do OTR, right? So like it's not like we're making like, you know, we do 8 artists a day. Like honestly,
that's
like
crazy.
It's all invite only, right? And like for any people who say I'm lying, like I can show all my emails and like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have everything on email and in Slack now, right? And so like
how many A&Rs do you have?
Everybody on the team is an A&R. Everybody who has a different job on the team, like
how big's the team? That's like
it's about like 10 people now, right? 10 plus people. Like 10 to 15 people, yeah. But like even the people who just do administrative work do A&R stuff.
Yeah.
Like they'll just send people. Like we have like this is for all the people who think that I'd be lying too. Let me just do this real quick and then we'll talk about the business, right? Because I'm gonna do this on every pod, right?
No,
so look, this is, you see this, right?
Yeah.
It's a Slack channel, right?
Yes.
Right? Because you know we both work in corporate at some point, right? So this is a Slack channel, right? For anybody who doesn't know what a Slack channel is, Slack is like a app / platform that people use in business for different reasons.
It's kind of like Discord but for business.
Discord for business. I used it at iHeartRadio when I first started there, right? As a digital content manager. So right here it says artist scheduling, right? So in here, right, for all the people who want to see, this is actually all of us just dumping artists into a chat, right? So it's like, you know, Calvin said from Pay Gotti's management team because they got a new artist that they wanted us to check out. Aiden said, I'm not gonna say that one because he's kind of dissing somebody in that one. He said from North Carolina, Sud's new artist down to put the music out with us. Everybody's hitting me about this person. He hard, real R&B. A lot of people mess with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you know, from this person's management, Pop low key huge. Bieber just posted him last week.
Yeah.
So like you see like the actual A&R work going in, right?
I see the proof.
Yes, you see the proof, right? So like that's really kind of what we do, and then you know. To answer your question about like the streaming stuff, so it started 2 years ago, and we were kind of going. We had the new studio. We were dealing with like a lot of issues on YouTube in terms of ad revenue, right?
Okay.
So we weren't with Create Music at the time, who's helping us kind of like solve our copyright issues and collect revenue from other places on YouTube that are reposting our videos. We were dealing with like a lot of yellow dollar signs on YouTube, which for people who know, you know, like you're cooked. Like you're not getting any revenue from those videos anymore. We didn't have figure out the method on how to get rid of some of those. So. My partner Devon, who works on the team, who is also like a very well established artist himself, was like, "Hey, we should start putting out the records. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, you know, we had like all these legendary OTR freestyles. We haven't put any of them out. Da 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 da." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I promise you, Gabe." He's like, "You're not gonna see the return right now, but in like 3 years you'll understand, right?" And I think we're almost 3 years in, and I understand. And so we started putting out music, and so. Like he said, like we didn't get a lot of streams at first, right? But obviously now I think we're like well over like 100-something million streams.
Yeah, and it was over 180, over 6 million, 64 million.
That was just this year. Yeah, that was just this year, which is. Yeah, but we have like 1.6 million on monthlies on Spotify. But to your point, like so how the business works for that is like, so John could obviously speak more to it than I can because that's literally his job to know all that. But obviously, I'm educated enough to talk about it as well. So what we do is we do splits with the artist, ourselves, and the producer.
Fire.
On the master. Actually, we actually give the producer more points than like most artists do, right? So we actually the producers, when you produce an on the radar freestyle, unless the artist is like and they have a negotiation, or they got whatever they got going on their side. The producer gets really taken care of with our splits. And then, we do publishing and all that as well. But we kind of really got like this, we kind of got this blueprint from, of course, bro who works on my team, but also like Colors. Like, we recently like became friends with them, and John had met them when he was in Cannes for something and whatnot. And they become like a really big help and kind of like giving us like, I want to say like, then you're not gonna give away all the sauce, right?
Yeah.
But like they've been like really dope in like being a guiding hand. So, kind of giving us like, a little bit of a blueprint of like what we want to do and how we want to do it without copying them. Because obviously I never want to copy anybody. I always want us to be inspired by somebody, but not copy. So we have like two different ways that we go about it. Either we put out like a live version of a song that's out already, kind of like similar to Colors, or we'll put out like an unreleased song, which will be like their On the Radar freestyle. Or in certain cases, we'll partner up with labels and we'll put out like just the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, shout out 10K. Like 10K, we put out a bunch of records with them this past year, including a couple Latin records, which we're super proud of. And we really appreciate like labels who are willing to work with us and do things like that.
I mean, smart for them too. I would understand why more of them wouldn't. Because like sometimes the freestyle just sounds different. There's a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it clicks more.
That's if it's live, because sometimes they lip sync it too. Like that's also the problem with kind of being lenient with everybody's, because you want them to have the freedom to express themselves. But I ain't gonna lie, like it hits both ways. Sometimes like the lip sync will hit harder than the live. Sometimes vice versa. But I do like the live better. Obviously, we're hip hop heads, so we like the live better. But yeah, like that's kind of been like the real nature of it. And also we've done it with a lot of smaller artists as well to kind of get them some more streams and into our ecosystem, because our ecosystem is worldwide. Like you mentioned, all the countries and whatnot who listen to On the Radar. So it kind of benefits both people. Like I always want to make sure that what we do doesn't just benefit us, but benefits everybody. So, and also like, in business, you still have to make it worth your while at the end of the day. So I think like, but like how we kind of run things now is like I would say the majority of the artists who come through the OTR now, we're putting the music out with them. Like we're releasing like almost a project a week of music.
Really?
Which is sick. And like
crazy.
Some people be like, well, you're doing too much. Well, this is a lot. But like the goal isn't like us creating like think about it. It's 12 artists with 12 different fan bases that are all releasing that has our name next to it.
And you have such a crazy like genre and niches like of artists.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a bunch of like one type artists.
Boom. So you're creating a spider web.
Yeah.
I look at On the Radar as a spider web. You know what I'm saying? Everything connects to each other, right? The Latin stuff connects to the Brazilian stuff. The Brazilian stuff connects to the UK stuff. The UK stuff connects to the German stuff. German to French, back to America. But it's just one big spider web that you just get lost in.
Yeah.
So putting out this many records with this many different artists is benefiting us. It's benefiting them.
Yeah.
Because everybody can just go into there, discover some other people. Like, think how many times you put on a song. It happened to me today. You put on a song on like a playlist, or you go to somebody like top songs, you click on it, and then you forget to put on another song, and then something else starts playing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, I kind of like this song now. So that's obviously happened a lot with us. And I think that by doing this, we're just working on that ecosystem that I told you about. Like, I just like creating that. I like being able to create this ecosystem that really helps out a lot of people. And we've been able to do that with our live session series, which is like, your boy Nick Moody's coming to do this weekend, which is just like kind of like the Mafia-thon format, but just at OTR. And then we give them like 5 different beats. And then what we'll do is like we'll put it out as a whole EP. It's 12 songs, And like
it's genius. I as a fan, I was always annoyed. Like I want this on streaming.
Yeah, well now you can, whatever it is. Yeah, now you can. The majority of what we do now will be on streaming.
Yeah,
Christmas Cypher, put it on streaming 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah,
had a great boost of streams during Christmas. So yeah, man, it's been really good being able to put all this music out with people and kind of figuring out. Also, like I've been learning so much about the business and how people snake people in the business, and I never wanted to do that. I always want things to be like a fair playing field. Like I want people to come back to us because they trust us.
Yeah.
And I value relationships more than anything. So yeah. And
something I've noticed, so some artists have the benefit of they're such a big artist. Yeah. J. Cole doesn't interview, Drake doesn't interview. Everybody on Twitter is clipping it and posting it. Mm-hmm. But the smaller you are, it's up to you to utilize your moment.
Sure.
So sometimes people might just rely on the fact that On the Radar posts on TikTok, and then that's like all they ever do with the content. What are the smart things that you have seen artists do with their moment to shine on the radar, where you're like, that person means business. They know what they're doing, and they're not just like relying on the one post on the Instagram, on the Twitter. They're actually utilizing the interview, the freestyle.
Yo, when Wolfface Joey first like blew up off on the radar, he I think it was Buku like his first big song on the. Well, I mean, it wasn't his first big song, but it was like his definitely his most viral because he had a couple with us at that time. And what he did was he posted Buku like 30 times on his TikTok.
Yeah.
But like with different memes, like remember when TikTok had like the green screen and be like, look at this, and it like and it would zoom in and it's like whatever video is there.
Yeah.
He posted like 30 different times. That video went viral like so many times. That's just like one good example. Like when people like. It's not about how many times you post a freestyle. Like it's about like how you get creative with how you post it.
Yeah.
And I think like if you find cool ways to like post it multiple times, like it'll always go viral. Like honestly, like the Cassidy freestyle we have always goes viral, but it's not because of Cassidy. It's because like people will like. There's an AI version of it out now where because he's rapping about the X-Men, so everything, it turns into like Wolverine, Beast, Gambit, whatever. So like if you find cool, you know who did that? I forgot. Your stepdad did that. Yeah, your stepdad, the artist from Chicago, he like this is at the beginning of the AI. This is when like AI was just like slop, right? Really bad, right? I love stepdad, but it's just like my eyes hurt looking at it. But he had like so many different like memes made of his freestyle using like what AI was like a year and a half ago. And it was smart. Like I didn't like looking at it for too long because it hurt my eyes, but like. But like it worked that people were tuning into it. So I think like I mean even now they got the Venezuelan president, well dictator, not president, dictator, in a bunch of like on the radar AI videos.
Blindfolding his Nike tech,
bro, crazy. But yeah, like I think it's just like how many you said. Why'd you raise your hand?
I have an answer to your.
Oh, you have another one? Give me another one.
My favorite one is when AJ Tracy came to the.
Okay, AJ Tracy. Yes.
He did the freestyle. He released the song Rain, and then he went and performed it.
That's a great point.
He performed at like Reading's festival or something.
Yeah, AJ Tracy performed his freestyle like one of the biggest freestyles in like the UK. Nasty C, he did a freestyle over Super Gremlin by Kodak Black.
Yeah,
performed at one of the biggest festivals in South Africa with my intro on the thing. So I think it's about how far you take it for real. Like how you get how you get creative with the content. Like you could do what Wolfface Joey did, where it posted 1 million times using the video and memes. You could do what Stepdad did, where you have like the AI and whatnot also a part of it. Or on some real life application tip, like you perform it at festivals, or even better, you put the song out with us and we do some cool shit with it.
Yeah,
like the Christmas cypher Didi Ami had a great verse on it. I don't know if you got to see that. I don't know where she raps about like being a woman in New York.
Oh, I watched that today. Yeah.
And she was like, she told Santa she wanted a gun because how men prey on women out here.
Yeah,
that went so viral. Shooting a video for it. We're gonna put the full song out together.
Yeah.
We did with Fergie Baby last year too, with Truies, BBs, and Canes. We put that out. When that was going viral, I literally called Fergie. I said, Fergie, we have to put this out, and like Fergie agreed with it. And we had like I was literally driving through Harlem or the Bronx at that time, doing very bad things, and I was like, Ferg, I have an idea, and I was like, bro, we should have you stand in front of the Apollo in a suit. And have like the name of the song be on the Apollo and whatever and release it. And that's exactly what we did. And then he shot the video. I didn't get to be in the video that day, sadly. But yeah, like you see, like that's a creative way to get the song to go forward. Yeah. So it's really about how creative you are.
Because I'll see artists like do interviews or like I'll interview artists and like I post the clips. I'm a small podcaster. They're not gonna go so maybe one blows up randomly. Yeah. But like you also talked about your story on this podcast, like. And not just saying for me, narcissistically.
Post it.
But like post it.
Yeah,
post it. Don't just waste an hour of your own time going on a podcast. Like, so I see people, you do interviews too. And there's like it's one thing just to let you guys post it and pray to God it goes. Yeah. Or you got to do some extra steps yourself and get creative with it. So I like hearing like what people have
done with it. Yeah, they do a lot of creative stuff. So I miss a lot of it sometimes. Or the kid Munyon, that was really funny. Yeah, that video got taken down, but it's okay. It's be careful with these producers, guys. But Munyon's video, like he was just rapping over like the most like schizophrenic beat possible, and that shit got memed crazy. But shout out Munyon, man. Shout out Munyon. Yeah, definitely the memes of the artist actually help a lot too.
For sure, and you can rely on your fans to do that or do it yourself and like take it upon yourself to make the memes and like make fun of yourself.
Honestly, we don't even do that. We just leave it out into the ethos. Like, July. Shout out July, man. July. Do you know who July is? Nah. Oh my, you haven't seen the memes? Hold on. I'm gonna make sure. I mean, if I got you. Well, like I want to lower it so his video doesn't get copyrighted on YouTube. Actually, well, if it does get copyrighted, you let me know because I can get the claim off.
I think it should be fine.
You say that because it's our song, but I will get the claim lifted for you.
Okay.
If it does get a copyright
claim
on it. Yeah, nah. Come on, man. I want everybody to eat, but like, see, look.
Hey. Hey, no, I haven't seen that.
It's crazy because people were like, I'm trying to find another one. People were like trying to fry him, but like July's music is like, hold on.
Hey.
Could have been Records had posted the video and then they started frying him.
Yeah, but like people were frying him, but his music is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good, and honestly, all the memes helped his music out.
Yeah. Well,
So.
there's some people that go on the radar in like any freestyle show.
Yeah.
And will do something, say, gimmicky.
Sure.
And there's people who will do just a normal straight rap, and maybe it's just a classic freestyle.
Yeah.
If you were a rapper or an artist going on the radar,
Yeah.
what would you do?
I would rap my ass off. I would rap my ass off. That's just me though. You know
Would you do anything surrounding the fact they're rapping ass off? Whether it's correct me if I'm wrong. No one raps. You don't do raps on like already out instrumentals, like famous instrumentals.
No, we do. It's 50. Like I allow people to do it, but I ain't gonna lie. Like it just gets cooked by the monetization on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hard part. Is like whenever you like. For like it could even I don't mind like not making the money on the YouTube video. It's not even about that because like if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
But like for example, like we had a bunch of people rap over Quiet Storm, right? And the videos were fine. And they were copyrighted, but they were fine.
Yeah.
But then like 1 year for some reason, something I like UMG clicked and like it just blocked all the videos from being visible on you. Like they're not even visible on YouTube anymore. So I don't know if it was a UMG thing or maybe it was like like you know the estate. I don't know. But that I try to stay away from like known beats just because like it could be a huge pain in the ass to deal with in the long run. I mean, music is a pain in the ass to deal with no matter which way you put it because of you know whether it's the producer is the beat clear by the producer or whatever. But yeah, I try to stay away from it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Mafiathon. I'm curious how you even got connected with Kai because, like we were saying before, that was such a huge introduction for probably like people who are. I'm not sure who's Kai's exact demographic, but there might be like 10-year-olds watching that, and this is their first introduction to seeing an artist like Marco Plus, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
How did that happen? Who reached out to who?
Well, me and Kai met like a year ago when Davis came to do his On the Radar. You know what I'm saying? Because Davis brought the whole A&P with him, which was really sick. So that was like my first time meeting all the guys. Like me and Phantom had like spoken like here and there online, like the DMs, but we never really met. And then so we met there. We exchanged numbers, and then around like the day before my birthday, Kai called me in August, and he was just like, "Hey, like I have this idea for this room. I wanted to do like a studio in I think the last Mafiathon I think he had mentioned, but it just didn't happen. And then we just kind of built the idea out. You know what I'm saying? Like he had an idea, and then we just like talked for like an hour, kind of built it out a little bit more. And I was like, I would love to collab on this with you if you're down, because I think like because he wanted like a team to help like build a studio. And then then that was really it. Then 3 weeks later we flew out to LA for an entire month.
Was he game with the idea of bringing on artists that are rising? Like you have Big Sean go on the Mafiathon, but then you also have Marco, Chris, who take advantage of their moment. And
that was the goal. That was always the goal. That was always the goal. Was like to like literally the first phone call. He's like, "Yo, I want to help some people out."
Yeah.
And I was like, I like helping people out. And we're like, let's do it, you know? So literally, when we like, you know, I think I said in the interview with Chris, so it's not like a secret, like it was one artist a day.
Yeah.
And then we were still figuring out the schedule. And then once he was like, I want to do more than one artist a day. That's when I started calling everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I called Chris, I called Marco. You had to get some diversity. So, you know, I called Fetty P. Franklin, I called JDS Never Missing. I made the call to Babyface E, La Tyler, Star Bands, like you know, I made the call to like all these people who are really close with On the Radar, but I felt like deserved like these moments. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously his team picked a bunch of people too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just us. Yeah. That's one thing I want everybody to like. Everybody's like, oh, Gabe, da da da. I'm like, guys, come on.
I mean, who's getting mad the guy whose business is freestyle is picking the artist?
No. They were like, people were mad that they weren't the ones being chosen. Yeah. But like, it was only so many spots, and there was already so many spots taken up. You know, before we even got there. So he had to be a balance. You know, I would have loved to make every person on there like a boom bap rapper, but like realistically, that doesn't make sense for like what hip hop is today. It's so diverse. So you have to have like a little bit of everything. And you have that down south. You have to, and I put a lot of Detroit people on there and Michigan, but that's just because like I knew they would like rap like BFP Pac-Man. I called Pac. I said, Pac, I need you to come do this. And so so it just worked out that way. You know what I'm saying? And I think for what it was worth and what we did, I think we did an incredible job. You know, you
guys killed it.
I ended it with like one of the biggest like Latin trap artists from Puerto Rico. So with Eladio, So like that was
Shout
also
out PR.
Yeah, that was also like a very proud moment for me. Like that the last technically Kai's brother was the last one, but the last like kind of like artist that I brought was Eladio, and I was so proud of that.
And it felt like someone like the moment that Chris took advantage of and killed it.
Yes,
is
of course.
the epitome of like how dope a freestyle can be and how important it can be to someone's career that DJ Head hears it gets to Kendrick. I can't even imagine if Kendrick Lamar heard me rap over Kendrick's. When I was 14, my first song I ever made was over Kicking the Door.
Oh, God.
And I tweeted to DJ Premier, and he listened, and he goes, "You're rapping off beat, but God bless you." It was nice. And I'm like, DJ Premier heard me. So I can't imagine how Chris felt. And you guys put him in that position. And he took advantage of his moment. And that was sick. How did you feel watching that happen?
Just like it was funny because like when Chris and Marco came to the show, to Mafiathon, like I remember like after it was over, the girls who worked for me, they're like, damn, you really like you watch them rapping like you a proud big brother. And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I'm proud to see like my guys like coming up, like who have been riding with me for such a long time, who believed in me and I believe in them. Yeah. And like literally, like I said, the first two people I thought about who I knew would like literally rap like their rent was due tomorrow was them two. Yeah. And they came and they delivered. And you know what I'm saying? Then they obviously put the track out with Conductor after, which was amazing.
Chris has dropped the new project, and Marco dropped it's not called a deluxe, but
it's a second project.
It jumped up my rank. I listened to it so much that it finished the year like top 10
For
just
real?
based on the December listening to it.
It's a great project. I'm so proud of them. Like seeing the response and all the doors that is opening for them is crazy. And I mean, like I'm not gonna say too much, but me and them we got something coming, so we're excited. Yeah, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
It was cool seeing Kai being like willing and like down to do
Hell
something.
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
Kai, you see Kai really be helping people, like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, and Kai's really into the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put some really good shit in front of him, he gonna fuck with it. Like you saw that whole, like even when JDS came and, you know, he walked into this room, it's like, yo, why he look like Peter Griffin? But like, he really raps. Like I really like JD's really my guy for real. Like he really can rap. And like just because he looked like Peter Griffin doesn't mean he's any like not better of a rapper than like somebody else. He out-raps mad people, but yeah, that's just me.
You guys have a lot. There's someone who came on recently who the joke in the comment section is like that they're rapping like an auctioneer.
Who?
You know, he's like rapping like he's like speaking and he's rapping. He's not. It's a white guy. And
he's a white guy.
And he's rapping like an auctioneer. He's like just really fast talking.
Oh, that's your man's. The guy from Stream. The guy from Speed Stream.
It was funny. It was fire.
Nick Shea.
Nick Shea.
He was fired. Like that was a funny ass one. I mean, you guys have put me on to so many people. Yeah, that one was just like just an entertaining ass one to watch.
Yeah, that one made me a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. Like that one when I seen it going up, I was like, oh fuck.
You gotta listen to both in comparison. If you listen to the one where he's rapping over Bob Dylan and he's like, I call it ramble rap. It sounds like someone's just rambling.
Yeah, but it's so funny because that's like people will see that, people be like, you let anybody on. I'm like, bro, like this kid was just like going viral like a week ago on Speed Stream. But it's because like the general audience just isn't like we're really just so fucking tapped in. Like we're all fucking laced. Yeah. Like everybody at On the Radar is laced. Like we're just literally all we do all day is just like we're just tapped in. Yeah. So when people be like, how do you find these people? You saw our artists. That was just today. Yeah. That was one day of me scrolling through how many people.
8 per day. Like that's insane.
No, it's more than 8 per day, my guy. Like it's like we'll like even like when my text with Calvin and Aiden, like I'll just be scrolling on TikTok and I'll hear some shit I like. And sometimes, you know, we find so much shit we don't know if we already sent it to each other. And I'll just send it to them. I'll be like, yo, this is hard. This is hard. This hard. This hard. This hard. They're like, you want me to reach out? You want me to reach out? You want me to reach out? And it's like probably within like the last like in a week we could in that group chat or in between all of our text messages we could send each other like 100+ different artists.
Crazy. So I don't want to get your DMs flooded, but what stands out to an artist? How can an artist whose like dream is to get on? Yeah. How could they possibly make that step?
Bro, it's like honestly, our thought process is so schizophrenic. Like I always wish I could tell somebody there's like one thing that they could do. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it was funny because I had this conversation with somebody earlier. I was on the phone and they were like, oh, like, well, my artist, like, she doesn't like want to post any of her music on her gram. Like she always hides her reels. And I'm like, so why the fuck would I look at her? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, seems like she doesn't care, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think like, it's like a healthy balance though of like, you know, cause you know, you're a Twitter guy, right? Yeah. So there's certain people on Twitter like John Wells. Shout out John Wells, man.
One of my first people I ever interviewed. John's crazy.
Yeah, shout out John Wells. That's my dog. Like, I don't always see John Wells stuff on Instagram, but I see it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if somebody sent me his Instagram, I don't know what his Instagram looks like right now. I'm being facetious. But like if somebody sent me his Instagram and it just kind of looked like bare bones, like whatever. Yeah. Like I'd be like, eh. But like I go on his Twitter, I'm like, nah, he really cranking over here. And I like the music, you know? It has to be a healthy balance because like also like, you know, it's not, I'm not saying that like I don't want to work with people who aren't like a certain size or whatever. It's just like I gotta know that it's gonna be worth it for you and for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard people who rap amazing, who have 100 followers, but I'm like, nah, it's not a good idea to do this right now. Yeah. Because it wouldn't actually help you for real. Like On the Radar only works if you already kind of have like a fan base built in. Yeah. And then like what we do is we just amplify what you got going on times like 1,000. And like sometimes it'll crack, sometimes it doesn't. You know, and that's kind of the risk you take. But you know, we try. So I think like if there was like like I always tell people, I'm like, send me your Instagram, send me your Twitter, send me your Spotify, right? For 3 different reasons. Obviously, of course, you know, I'm an analytics guy too, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also a creator. So I look at both.
You can moneyball it a little bit. It's fine.
You moneyball it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie, like I look at your analytics, but I also listen to the music. Yeah. And then I find a middle ground in my brain and I decide, do I want to go left or do I want to go right? Yeah. Do I want to bring you on OTR or do I want to like trash it? Yeah. You know? And then sometimes you could just look at an artist page and be like, fuck. No, I ain't gonna lie. There are, you know, you probably see some artist pages. Calvin, of course, like we'll get an artist. Somebody will send us an artist page, and I'll just be like, no, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that it is like a balance. I think that like being consistent with your content is very important. Like I want to see that you care. I want to see the music on your page. Like I don't like, you know, I got so many artists coming in my way that I hate going to a page and like I'm like looking for the music. You know what I'm saying? Like
I've preached this on the podcast so many times. There's a few things. One, your Twitter, like you should pin your actual music.
Yeah, whatever you think is like the best thing that you have recently that's doing well, pin it.
No one wants to leave the addicting app they're on. Make it as easy as possible for them to not have to leave the app. Don't post a link to leave to go to YouTube. Post the music video on the platform. Because they don't want to click a link and leave. They just want to watch it. Yes. Or if your name or your username, make it easy to find your social media. I'll be like trying to find someone's Spotify or like their Twitter and like their name is just so confusing and like... Yeah, just a little bit of a business mindset. Just a tad.
I mean, you gotta have like a business. Honestly, you have to treat your career like a business. You know what I'm saying? And
it is.
But I think like if you have like have like your best work pinned on your IG, have it pinned to your Twitter. Let it like if you're gonna send me or if you're gonna have somebody send somebody on my team your page, at least make it look presentable before it gets to us. Because like I ain't gonna lie, I got a short attention span and I got to do a million different things.
Your potential fans have a short attention span.
And potential fans have a short attention span. Like, look, like I have to run the company, so I have to do all the not so fun stuff as well as the fun stuff. So it's like, if I have to do the not so fun stuff while I'm also trying to do the fun stuff and find the music, and you just happen to be like the poor artist that gets sent to me in the middle ground, and I open your page and the shit that I need to look for is not there. Yeah, I'm gonna tap off because I'm just not interested anymore. You know, and like. Yeah, of course that sucks, right? Because I know everybody deserves the time, but in this business, like things move very quickly. Yeah, you know.
And we see artists complain all the time about I signed up to be an artist, not a content creator, and it gets me a little annoyed. I understand it. Yeah. But you don't have to be posting like cringy videos, which cringy is like a fake concept too. But you just be creative with like what if you like video games, pair your music up with your video gaming, and like there's creative ways to go about it. Would you rather be in the 2000s selling CDs out of your trunk? Like, I don't think it was that much better of a lifestyle then. No. Now you can get popping from your home. Doing funny, if you like doing skits, like Tyler, the creator, clearly loves short films. Yes. And that's how he makes his rollouts. But like Logic was into gaming. And like that's where a lot of his fan base was, or like Super Duper Kyle. Like they leaned into that part of the thing. And
shit, Coda the Friend just has great rollouts every project.
He invented the music video with the lyrics at the bottom. Something as simple as that.
Bro, I literally, whenever an upcoming artist would be like, how do I do this for cheap? I'm like, bro, go to Coda the Friend's page, bro. He's literally giving you, like, what he does is free sauce. He would just, middle of Brooklyn, camera, one shot, zoom in a little bit, lyrics at the bottom. You're good to go. You don't need more than that. Just put some content on your page, bro.
Yeah, and like posting's scary. I mean, I'm posting a podcast that gets maybe like 100 views. Like it stinks, but you gotta do it because you love it, and you can't be like afraid of someone.
You gotta put your 10,000 hours in.
100%. Everything is cringy until it's successful.
Bingo.
And then people are like, "Whoa, like this is so cool." But when you had one view on it, it was like people sending it to their friends, like, "This is stupid."
I think overall, to kind of like go back to the whole posting thing, it's like when everybody was like, "Oh, I have to do a TikTok." Like whenever people in 2026 now or 2025, because we just got out. Yeah. Whenever people are like, "Oh, like I have to do a TikTok dance to blow up," I'm like, first of all, the TikTok dance stuff was like 6 years ago. You good, buddy? Okay. Yeah. The TikTok dance stuff. The TikTok dance stuff was 6 years ago. Like, who do you know in 2026 is like, I need to do a TikTok dance? Like, bro, no, just make content. And you don't even gotta do much. Like, if you want to be a conscious rapper, like even what Chris just did, Chris posted a video of I don't know if it was a song on the album or something new, but he was just him in a dark lit in like a low lit room with the mic, whatever it was, and it was simple. Like, simple content is the best way to go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's an art to picking the right timestamp in your song and the right like lyric to start and the right. So like, that's another art to it, and just you gotta catch them the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's like Trim. It's like Trim has I want to twerk on a float. Yeah, I want to twerk on a boat like that. Every time I stop, because that shit just catches you. It's so catchy, it grabs you right away.
Yeah.
And even what Trim did with her, like when Trim blew up, her content, like the boat song, everything was literally just her filming the lyrics on a boat. She was just on a boat, singing the song.
Yeah.
Dubbed over.
Yeah. And I think the DIY vibe is cool too. Like you can embrace the fact that like everyone knows you're doing something on an iPhone, which shoots also perfectly fine. This podcast is being done on an iPhone. Hopefully it looks perfectly fine to you watching this.
For sure.
But I love when artists get creative with what they're doing. And you can tell that it's an extension of their personality and not like a forced thing.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, like Action Bronson, the guy clearly likes food.
Yep.
And he's merged these two crafts, and he's probably got fans from both that like come together. And you don't necessarily have to do that. You can be a nerd about hip hop. You can be someone like Cole, who just kind of nerds out about rap. Drake was like that too.
Yep.
Had the Clips microphone signed.
Yep.
Way back in the day.
Very simple. Like for artists, there's like a lot of simple things that you could do to be noticed. You know, not even just by OTR. I mean, like you look at OTR. OTR is just a mic in a green room.
Yeah.
If you want to strip everything down, it's just a mic in a green room.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You could do the same thing, just don't do it in a green room. That's it. That's all.
Who would be the dream cypher for OTR?
Man, I mean, like, you know, I was in high school between 2010 and 2014. So, like, it'll be like the Wale, Kendrick, Drake, Cole. I'm trying to think who else I listened to at that time.
There's not that many Kendrick freestyles out there.
There's not. I did notice that.
Yeah, or Cole, honestly, kind of.
Cole, there's
a few more.
Cole, there's a couple.
I mean, there's the recent one, which is like one of my favorite ever.
Yeah, that one's right.
My favorite one ever.
Yeah, but I think like if we're shooting for like the highest, like, you know, this will never happen in like the rest of reality. Like I would probably do like my dream one from high school with all them, you know, because that's what I was listening to in high school. Yeah. Like I was listening to all of Cole's mixtapes. I was listening to like early Dot, because a lot of early Dot was in GTA 6 too. You know what I'm saying? Well, he wasn't, not a lot of it, but like Section 80 was in GTA 6. Like one or two of the songs from Section 80.
It's funny when you hear a song and it takes you back to a video game. I heard Amazing by Kanye, and to me that's like 2K10.
Okay.
It takes me so back to it.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
What's there's a Kendrick Mary J. Blige song. It's on the deluxe of Good Kid, Mad City. It's now or never.
I forgot the name of it.
And that's on 2K14. And
really?
It's just such a like that song for me.
Yeah, and like a lot of the, like obviously, you know, I think like Drake has been such a cultural touchstone for like literally the bulk of my life. Like I remember downloading like the off an illegal website like Take Care, and it had like the extra outro for like shot for me. There was like an extra outro where he like says like angels protect you, heaven accept you, and whatever he said. And I remember like whenever I hear that just takes me back to there, because for some reason I think on DSPs it doesn't have that, but my vinyl it does have that. So, but yeah, I would say like if we were gonna do like a cypher from back then, like everybody else,
boys,
like all the Dat Piff boys, you know.
I miss it. The app was poorly funcking, but
horrible.
It was so annoying.
Horrible.
But I had so many mixtapes there, like hearing the Truly Yours series, and there was hearing the Meek Mill series and Knowledge, which that makes me so sad that they will never make something together.
Bro, we used to work out in the gym in high school, like the gym in our high school. Yeah. Every gym session we played House Party by Meek Mill. Every gym session.
His freestyles, his Funk Flex freestyle, he's
legendary.
He's one of the best rappers of all time. Like when you hear him just rap and you're like, why don't just sometimes pick a little bit different beat and like you could be the GOAT.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie though. Which album was it? First of all,
Champions is fire.
Champions is fire.
That's also I'm a Philly guy. Like I'm from outside.
Oh, you're from Philly?
So like that's peak high school Eagles winning the Super Bowl for me.
Dreams worth more than money and wins and losses. Cause those were really like the soundtrack to like my.
Which one's the red one? Is that Dreams Worth More Than Money?
Dreams Worth More Than Money.
The one with Swizz Beatz. That's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
Hunted through the walk through.
And Lord knows on this one. Oh my God, that gets me every single. Because I was June 29, 2015. I was 18 when that came out.
Yeah.
So like that was such like a cultural touch point of like my life, and even like the Self Made Volume 1 with MMG and Wins and Losses came out when I was 21. So like. 21? Yeah. So that all those tapes came out at like such important moments of my life. Like Meek is really one of the GOATs, I ain't gonna lie.
So it's common for as we're talking about high school and what we used to listen to, most people stop listening to music, understandably. Like, whatever they listened to in high school was what they listened to.
Right, yeah.
This is your job.
It's like 90% of people, they're like, huh, what the fuck are you listening to now?
Like, they're still listening to Kanye, which is fine. It's a GOAT.
Yeah.
But how is it for you? The amount of artists you must be listening to, how do you even do it?
Bro, I don't know. Honestly, the most of what I listen to now is like mostly Spanish music. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of what I listen to now is Spanish music. But like hip hop wise, like when I find something I really love, like I stick with it. But then like it's weird because like I also still listen to like drill music. So it's kind of weird. Like I don't feel 29. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's because like it's weird when you get to your late 20s because it's like either like you're in like this you're in this phase of just being like I'm older, but I don't really feel older.
Yeah.
Because like everybody else is having kids around me and getting married, and like they look older now, but I don't feel or look how they are, and I don't know if it's because they're just more stressed out over there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, they're married with kids now, or like I'm also that's not me dissing anybody who's married with kids in my age. Like I love y'all, man, but it's just like I don't know.
No,
it's weird. It's just weird being 29 now, because it's like the people like me who are just like, shit, we're working, we're in music, or we're just having a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're grinding, we're building our empires, and we're having a good time. And then there's like the family men and the family women who are just like, well, I'm married now with 3 kids, and you know, I got a lot going on, and I think like being on this side and like trying to find music and having friends and people who are on this side is like it's interesting because like you try to talk to them about certain things and certain things they're hip to.
Yeah.
And then certain things that they're not hip to, but then like if you put them onto one song, right? Like that's the song that they connect to you now.
Yeah.
Like that's like your song now.
Yeah.
And I noticed that with some of my friends who are like that. Like they'll be like, so what you listening to? And I'll just like, we'll take a car ride. I'll just play the mad shit. And like there'll be one time like, this is my song. And then like they'll just sing that song to you for the next year.
But the feeling of finding that song and setting it to the right person is an elite feeling.
Nah, yeah, it's definitely elite because it's like, damn, like I'm really helping like, I don't know, like I'm helping my friends like stay young. You know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like they just go through so much because like of all like the things that they have to worry about now, wife, kids, whatever, house insurance. Like they're not getting to just be out here in these New York streets just like chilling and having a good time. You know? I think New York also keeps you young though. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
so.
Yeah, nah, I think.
Bro, I was debating shaving my beard. I'm like, I'm 24. I'm like, fuck, am I getting old?
Why the hell would you shave your beard? What?
I don't know. I feel like my eyes are getting baggy, stressed.
I mean, we're all stressed, bro. You'll be all right. Go to like a little spa, get a little facial. You'll be all right. Yeah. Work out, go to the gym. You'll be good. But I think, like, I don't know. It's definitely tough. Like being like, I'll get in the car and I'll be listening to like some UK drill. Yeah. And my friends will be like, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I like what I like. It's the same way that like, you know, people listen to boom bap or whatever they like. Like you're allowed to like whatever you like at any age. You know, there's not really.
It's funny when like what you listen to is so different than I guess appearances. Like my #1 album of the year this year, I think was Sailor. I'm obsessed with Sailor. I think she's so good, and I'm listening to the most feminine music, and it's like amazing.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And it's incredible. And then on the other hand, I'm like bumping, I don't know what Clips, and like that's the second best album of the year for me.
I ain't gonna lie, my most listened to album last year was Bad Bunny, but like you know,
yeah. Did you go to a show in Puerto Rico?
Of course.
How was it?
Amazing. It was a life changing.
Pre ACL tear or post ACL tear?
Post ACL tear, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was post ACL tear. Yeah, life changing experience, man. Shout out Remas, man. Like I appreciate them so much. But yeah, life changing experience. Like I really like it. Literally like changed my perspective on like a lot of things about like how we treat like Puerto Rico and like our culture and whatnot. And yeah, just
I love what he does.
I'm being more intentional about like helping out people back home and especially here too.
I was just there last year and there was like a whole portrait of Bad Bunny. It was sick. I like what he's doing for Puerto Rico.
What he's doing for back home is literally like incredible. It's like bringing our culture to the world and also like letting the world know how we've been treated for the last 100 years under. Yeah. I believe probably about 100 years. My brain is fried, but however long we've been under like, you know, U.S. rule, like, and like everything that, and what they put us through and even how corrupt the government is over there. And it's a lot, but like what he's doing, he's really bringing it to the forefront. And honestly, he's bringing back like that classical sound, even with like doing like a bunch of like salsa and bomba and connecting it back to like the Afro heritage of Puerto Rico and and kind of influencing a lot of the younger artists to take that same direction is amazing.
His song was DTMF.
Yeah,
that was one of my top songs of the year too.
Really?
I felt I was doing a Peloton workout and they started playing it and I was like, that shit's fire.
Oh my god! Hey man, I'm happy you love it. You know what I'm saying? As long as my culture is touching people who aren't from my culture and they love it and they respect it, I'm happy. Yeah.
My sister-in-law is Paraguayan, so my brother's wedding was all Spanish music. My mom's like, I don't even know what's happening, but I'm like, this is lit. This is a fun time.
Your mom was hella confused, but you're like, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, man. Yeah, nah. Bad Bunny, what he's doing is incredible. The Super Bowl is gonna be insane. Like, I'm excited. I don't want him to speak a lick of English. I've been saying this.
It's crazy how like he hosted SNL.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, and he was funny. He did well on it.
Yeah, no, his English versus when he first started is much better.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Much better. Yeah.
But bro, this means a lot for having you on. I want to give you a spot to shout out anything that you guys got coming or anything you want to plug.
We got new studios opening, which I'm really excited about. On the Radar Records is like the goal this year. We're gonna be going to Puerto Rico. We're going to Puerto Rico at some point this year to do On the Radar out there. We're gonna go to the Dominican Republic to do OTR out there. And yeah, like I think like a big push for us this year is obviously the Latin side. You know, I really want to, you know, I've done so much here in the States and I will continue to do, you know, everything here in the States for all the incredible rappers here in the States and artists in general. But I think like, you know, now that as a company grows, you got to diversify and you got to grow with the times. And I think like the Latin side of what we want to do is kind of like the big push. And that's like really what I feel like
you guys are worldwide. You're in UK.
Yeah, we got the Brazil series out. Yeah, but you know, like you always got to re-say it because like people be like, oh, well, you just hate America and you just but like, nah, bro, like we've been doing this. We did the UK series, like you mentioned. We did the Brazilian series, and we've had people from all around the world come and fuck with us, like whether they be from China, from South Korea, from Canada, from Germany, France,
and Eastern Europe. These people aren't getting on the classic radio shows, so you're the one giving them that chance.
And that's what I want to continue to be as I move forward in my career, at least here in America, is be like a hub for like global sounds and be able to showcase people's cultures from all around the world. I think like when people be like, oh, like they're doing like music from all around the world, is it this, is it that? Like it's just I just want to show people a better way, and I want to keep connecting us. Use music and use OTR to bring us all closer. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is such a global genre and has influenced so much around the world. Whether it be in the Caribbean, whether it be in Asia, whether it be in Europe, like Africa, like a lot of the sauce. Of like a lot of music over this last the 50 years of hip hop.
That's why sampling's so cool.
Yeah, like a lot of sauce over this last 50 years. Like everybody from around the world has taken a piece of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So if I could bring everybody from around the world here to New York, where hip hop was born, in the Bronx, where my family's from, I feel like I'm doing a good job. And that's why I love That's why I love. I found out like even China has like their own XXL freshman thing.
That's sick.
So sick. So shout out my boy DJ Yida. He's like he's literally like he was the first Chinese DJ on OTR, and he's just been like the homie with putting me on to like Chinese rap. And honestly, they hard.
Bro, I saw
no idea what they're saying, but they're hard. Like
this might have been an On the Radar freestyle. I saw someone. Maybe it was Colors. These two German twin brothers, and they were.
That might have been Colors. I don't think that was us. We got a couple Germans, but we haven't had any twin brothers yet.
It's like twin, like they look like Jokic's brothers, and they were going crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, German rap is hard. German rap is hard. They got a huge music scene out there. We're gonna hit Germany eventually too. It's just we've been having a hard time deciding of like, do we want to stay in the Latin route? Do we also want to go to Europe this year? Like, it's really just we're just gonna see how PR goes and how DR goes, and like if we're really happy, which I feel like we will be. Then we're gonna keep in the Latin route, maybe do Spain at the very least, which obviously is not Latin, that's Europe. But we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. But definitely PR and DR definitely happening this year for sure.
Well, bro, thank you so much for coming on.
My dog, appreciate you.
If you made it to the end of the podcast, you can find us Adam-DASH_ on Twitter, Instagram, SoundCentric Music, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, other sites. Hopefully I'll start getting my newsletter back together if law school does not kill me first.
Yep.
And we shall see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.